On today's Pet Patrol, we're talking first aid for our dogs, specifically first aid for choking dogs and tips on avoiding some of those hazards. Here with the warning signs and do's and don'ts, Chief Veterinarian and Nova Mobile Vet owner, Dr. Eric Cryan. Good to see you as always. Your son Cash here with us as well. And our ever-loving puppy, Nala, who is just growing up before our eyes as well.
Yep.
Ooh,
She's getting so bigger every day, it seems.
Well, thanks for coming in. So this is interesting. We're talking a little bit about the dog Heimlich maneuver here and a little bit about what to watch out for with your pets when it comes to this. So talk to us about how we can prevent choking when it comes to our animals and maybe some of those foreign objects we should be keeping away from them.
Excellent question. Especially when they're this age and they have an appetite like Nala, they're worse than a baby where everything goes in their mouth and that's how they explore the world. So similar to a child, you want to kind of puppy-proof your house, remove all small objects, anything, small rubber balls can get stuck, any breakable type of items, all that stuff should be removed. Cats tend to be more string and string-like objects, plastic bags, rubber bands. I had a cat I had to do surgery on. It looked like a racquetball coming out of the stomach where it was such a big rubber band ball and that. And dogs, I took that out, countless stuff when it gets stuck, in their intestines, If it goes down the other, windpipe, as it were, other pipe, that's more of a really acute emergency, and that's where first aid can really come into play. And you want to do quick intervention, then immediately go to the vet, but you want to try to do what you can to assess the situation and do first aid.
At least know what you need to do before you go to the vet. That's also probably where all those missing socks go, right? Into the stomachs of these little ones.
A lot of socks, I've had to remove those. Underwear of a staff I will remain unnamed, So they get in all sorts of stuff. But if they're choking, what the signs you would look for is they generally don't make a sound. They can have a panicked look. You worry if their gums turn pale or blue or that sort of thing, and you would try to intervene on your way to the vet. Typically the various steps that you would try to do, you would assess her and try to look in her mouth as she keeps eating food, and if she had something in there, you would kind of sweep it out there, and try to have a look and see if you could remove it. If that doesn't work, oftentimes we'll have gravity help with us.
Okay.
Sometimes give them a sharp smack on the back, to help kind of dislodge things. After you do things, it's not going to be like a person and fly across. They got a big snout that will catch things, so you want to catch them in the mouth. If that doesn't work, you would do kind of a modified Heimlich maneuver. You would put your hand in a cup, and go behind their rib cage, and what you would try to do is sharp movements, going up and in. I'm not going to do that to you, girl. Towards, the front and up.
So you're doing it at the back, though, of their body, not because, I would immediately think maybe under here, but you want to be back a little further.
Yeah, back behind the ribs, and then you're going to cup your hands, and similar to a person, you're going to do up and forward. You're trying to get pressure on the diaphragm to force an object out.
Okay.
And again, it won't kind of fly out if you're, happens. You'd look in the mouth and, try to get the snout in there and remove it. Even if you're successful, you want to go straight to the veterinary office. You don't know if there's something else in there, if there's damage that needs to be treated, or that sort of thing. But that's the kind of basics, ABCs of CPR and first aid: airway, breathing, circulation. This is the airway component. You need to make sure you have a patent airway before you go on to anything else. And so if you know signs and you have a dog like mine, you want to avoid, bones. I never like, food bones. Steak bones, chicken bones, they can break up, get stuck in the windpipe, stuck in the intestines. You want to avoid those things. If you give them like dental chews and bones, you want them an appropriate size or a size bigger. It's a smaller for those dogs that can break up into pieces and cause problems.
This is such a good advice because I actually did recently have a similar incident with my little puppy, and so I wish I would have known this then. Luckily and thankfully he was okay, but now I know, so I'll be able to take this, and hopefully our folks at home will be able to use this advice as well. Guys, good to see you as always. I love having you on and giving us some advice for all of our pet parents out there, Doctor.
Always a pleasure.